song, and the song I'm going to play you was inspired by this opportunity that I had to meet the guy that wrote the song, If Tomorrow Never Comes. But in order to make any of that make sense, I got to back up a little bit and remind you of a song that I sang a while ago. I had a song that goes, B-double-E-double-R-U-N, be around. Okay, so I came up with that song and I played it at a festival, right? A few months go by and I'm sitting at home, I'm watching that baseball. I got the baseball package and my manager calls me up and he says, hey, you know your song, B-double-E-double-R-U-N? I said, yeah, man. He said, hey, well, listen, there's another version of it just like yours, except for it's not yours, and Garth Brooks is singing it. And I think these guys might have took it from you. And I thought, oh, man, I'm not going to have to come into town for this, am I? Because I didn't give a shit. I got the baseball package. Right? So he says, God, you're easy to work with. No problem. Then it seems like it goes away, but a few months go by. He calls me again. He says, remember that thing I told you about the beer run thing? Well, now they're calling us and saying you took it from them. And I still just didn't want to have to get dressed up or nothing. I wanted it to go away, and I didn't care. I knew I came up with it. I didn't care who took it from me or if I took it from them. I didn't get Chris Christopherson says, don't ever cuss that fiddle unless you want that fiddle out of tune. That's my stance on it. I didn't give a shit. But as it turns out, I didn't have to come into town at all. Him and some other guys met in some office somewhere. They worked it out, and it seemed like nobody took nothing from nobody. Now, check this out. I'm like a year now has gone by. It's been a year and a half. And I'm living in Nashville, where like we induct somebody into something like twice a week. And they have found something that Tom T. Hall wasn't in, right? So they decided to have a ceremony to induct him into it. And they asked me if I would sing a song, which I thought was an honor. I was glad to do it. And I came and I sang one of his songs. And I went back into the dressing area where there's free booze and free like celery and carrots and ranch dip to go with it. And all the singers are standing around back there with our free shit. And then my buddy says, you see that guy over there by the beer? I said, yeah. He goes, you know that song, If Tomorrow Never Comes? I said, yeah, I love that song. My dad loves that song. And I said, let's go introduce ourselves. So I go over there, me and my buddy Peter, and we say, hey, man, you wrote If Tomorrow Never Comes. And he says, yeah. And I said, I'm Todd Snider. He goes, Todd Snider? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, I had a lot of trouble with you about a year and a half ago. I said, what? He said, you know that song, Beer Run? I said, yeah. He said, I wrote it too. And in my head, I was thinking, man, you took it from me. So I said to him, man, you took it from me. And he said, as God is my witness, he said, not technically. And he went on to explain some of the rules of how many notes and words you could take in a row before you were actually stealing anything. And I thought, God, this guy's a genius. And as he was walking away from me, I got this idea for a song of my own. It's called If Tomorrow Never Comes. If tomorrow never comes, I won't give a damn. If tomorrow never comes, I will not be afraid to make it just the way that I am. Can't prove anything, one thing's true. If you can steal from me, I can steal from you. Any kind of heaven everybody doesn't get, it won't seem like a heaven to me. Well, they tell you that the Garden of Eden was perfect, but you couldn't even eat off the apple tree. And for heaven's sakes, look out for that snake lying to your woman constantly. Adam must have scratched his head, looked up and said, Lord, hey, this just isn't doing it for me. If tomorrow never comes, I don't give a damn. If tomorrow never comes, I don't want to be afraid to come and meet you just the way that I am. Can't do anything I'm dying to. If tomorrow never comes, tonight I'll have to do. I said I don't ever claim to know what's going on around here. I don't even know where I'm from. I know where I'm going when I get to where I'm going, what I'm doing when I get done. They tell me I'm forgiven if I need to be. I say permission ought to come that easily. I'm piling cores up underneath this apple tree. I'm singing, oh Lordy, have mercy on me. If tomorrow never comes, and tonight is all I got. If tomorrow never comes, I don't want to be afraid to meet and make it just the way that I'm not. Can't do anything and then you die. Judge the judgmental and what am I? Either way, I'm every guy I ever tried not to be. I want everything as good as it gets. I've learned nothing but that there's another sunrise coming, all but one. Other times it sets, and if tomorrow never comes, tomorrow never comes. If tomorrow never comes, tomorrow never comes. If we were all good people, we could work in perfect rhythm. If worms had daggers, birds wouldn't fuck with them.